analyst Mark Sandalo. Mark, thanks as always for talking to us. There are a lot of races, particularly some high-profile Senate races, that are basically neck and neck. Is it surprising that some of these are so close?
I don't know if it's surprising. It is remarkable how close they are, and we'll see whether or not the polls are accurate that they're this close. But I mean, there's one for each party that is absolutely critical. In Pennsylvania, it's a Republican seat, but there's nobody running for re-election. So this is where you've got Dr. Oz running. He's a Republican, pushed into the race by Donald Trump. People thought he was in way over his head, but he has held his opponent and his opponent. John Fetterman, had a stroke 6 months ago and is clearly not recovered completely. He had a debate last week where, he simply was not up to, speaking as clearly as we expect politicians to do. Doesn't mean he can't serve in the Senate, but he's not good on his feet like that. And that means this race is dead even. And then you go further to the south where Democrats hold the Georgia seat right now, Raphael Warnock, and he's running against Herschel Walker. And, the Herschel Walker campaign has gotten just tons of attention due to, his apparent dishonesty regarding women in his past, and his sons have come out, one of his sons has come out very strongly against him. He's a football icon. I mean, this sounds ridiculous, but the control of U.S. Senate may well have something to do with what happens on the football field Saturday. Saturday, the number one team in the nation, the Georgia Bulldogs, play the Tennessee Volunteers. Georgia wins that, you got to believe that Georgia pride is going to be mighty strong. Georgia loses it, and it may turn off voters. If this is an election, really, where just a couple thousand votes determine the outcome, the future of the U.S. Senate could depend on how loyal Bulldog fans are come next Tuesday.
So we've been talking, it feels like, for a year almost, too, about whether Democrats will hold on to Congress. And, there seems to be a lot of shifting there. And, in fact, I saw one poll on social media over the weekend saying that the Democrats could actually hold on to the House if young voters turn out, which is not something we've been talking about to this point. Could we characterize it as kind of a toss-up at this point?
Well, yes, if everyone did, if young voters came out, if African-American and Latino voters came out in as strong numbers as their historic highs in the past, Democrats can hold the House. But nobody expects that to happen. If you look at historical patterns, it's very, very difficult for Democrats to the House. I mean, you feel for Nancy Pelosi, who's with her husband Paul this week, who was going to be out on the road raising lots of money and stumping for Democrats in the hope of minimizing the damage. Pelosi will tell you that Democrats can hold on to the House, and of course, mathematically they can. There's 435 races. But when you look at the open seats and the polls right now, it certainly looks like Republicans are poised to win at least 20 seats, which would be the end of Pelosi's speakership and put Republicans in control. Now, does something like this savage attack on the speaker's husband fire up Democrats and swing victims and swing districts to come to the polls? These are things we don't know, and I can already see factors, everything from the attack on Paul Pelosi to this Saturday's football game, being written about, 8 days from now when we try to dissect what actually happened. And by the way, Election Day is Tuesday. It may well take until Thursday, Friday, Saturday for all the results to be in fair, enough. And on top of that, you've got dozens and dozens of Republicans out there who say that, as Donald Trump did 2 years ago and 6 years ago, if they don't win, it's because of voter fraud and they won't be conceding. So we could have lots of legal action after the election as well.
All right, Mark, we thank you as always. That's KCBS political analyst Mark Sandalo. KCBS News Time 7:35. We're just 2.5 minutes away from your next traffic update.
This is the Ergo Smart Base from Tempur-Pedic. And it responds to snoring automatically. So no more nudging your partner, because it's our first system to detect snoring and automatically adjust to help reduce it. Your best sleep all night, every night. Experience the mattress ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power 3 years in a row.
The best place to buy a Tempur-Pedic mattress is at Mancini Sleep World, a recognized Tempur elite retailer for outstanding selection and service. Visit any one of our Northern California locations.
Welcome to the CPAP recap games live from the Hayes bedroom. It's another eventful night, Bruce.
It sure is, Ron. Steve has been flailing everywhere, struggling with this CPAP.
His wife, Michelle, is as tense as a fiddle string, trying to contain her rage.
Michelle's rolling Steve over.
There he goes, and the mask is off. Oh my, the snoring.
Michelle frozen elbow, now a shove.
She's leaving for the couch. Taking her place is the Hayes' 100-pound lab. Bask in that dog breath, Steve.
With all this struggle, Steve should get Inspire.
Absolutely, Bruce. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that gives you comfortable, restful sleep with the click of a remote. That's right, a button. As you sleep, Inspire keeps you breathing normally and sleeping peacefully. There's no mask and no hose, just sleep.
Learn more at InspireSleep.com. That's InspireSleep.com.
Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
A global pandemic, social unrest, and wild market swings. Welcome to the new normal. For investors looking for financial stability, it's a challenge. But now there's Reliant Capital. Reliant can give you high returns with no market risk of any kind, 10 to 12%, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Call 800-788-1000 and get the kind of returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years. Invest in something you can rely on. Call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
What's an investor to do these days? With a worldwide pandemic and economically turbulent times, you wonder, where can I find a reliable investment? Answer, Reliant Capital. Reliant could give you high returns with no market risk of any kind, 10 to 12%, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Call 800-788-1000 and get the double-digit returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years. Protect what you work for and call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
KCBS News Time, 7:38. We've got Kim Wonderly in your local Honda dealer's traffic center. She's helping you get around this morning and tells us that the traffic through Brisbane is getting worse.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. This accident I told you about last time was blocking one lane of traffic. Now it's blocking 2 lanes. This report is brought to you by Cars for Kids. South 101, right before you get to Sierra Point Parkway, the 2 left lanes right now are obstructed by this 2-car crash. Traffic is now backed up all the way to the Alamany interchange, all the way to the 280 split in San Francisco. So if you're heading down the peninsula, southbound 101 is suddenly quite congested. The 280 freeway as an alternate looks really good right now, by the way. We also have had some problems on westbound Interstate 80 at Pinole Valley Road. This injury crash is off to the right shoulder, but slowing things from Highway 4. Then we have stop and go after that from Appian Way as you start making your way into San Pablo. And the East Shore Freeway basically stays heavy into Berkeley. Richmond-San Rafael Bridge, you're back up here a little bit beyond Canal Boulevard, so that is starting to grow. We still have delays from Walnut Creek into Orinda. Earlier crash at Wilder Road has long been cleared, but there must still be something off to the side to look at because the recovery has been so slow in this area. Silicon Valley, that looks fairly typical. North 101, sluggish traffic heading out from, let's call it almost Blossom Hill, certainly past Hellier, out to Tully, and then another slow pocket from 280 out to McKee. But that's pretty normal stuff for us at this hour. So this report brought to you by Cars for Kids. Let me pull it up here. Don't waste your time trying to sell your old car. Donate it to Cars for Kids. This is the easiest and fastest way to donate your car and get a tax deduction. Donate online at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your next traffic update, 7:48 on the traffic lead at KCBS.
It is going to be wet today. We've already had some mist, some drizzle, some light rain. Heavier rain is on the way. Rain should pick up throughout the morning, probably heaviest around 10 o'clock or so. We've got traffic. Oh, I should tell you, the highs will be in the 50s and 60s, and it will be windy as well. We've got traffic and weather together on the 8th on KCBS.
This is the Eye in the Sky Traffic Watch, brought to you by Ring Central.
This is Neil, your eye on traffic, and today looks like a doozy. You want my advice? Ditch the commute and connect on Ring Central. They put call, meet, and message all in one app, so you can connect with anyone, anytime. I'm hearing from Chet in the studio. You're breaking up, Chet. Looks like you should have called on Ring Central.
Ring Central, simpler communications.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Were you abused by a priest or clergy member? You're not alone, and we can help you hold the church accountable, regardless of your age, and even if your abuser is no longer working, or even living. Thousands of victims victims have filed claims and been awarded significant compensation, but the deadline is quickly approaching, so call Stop Clergy Abuse right now. Your call is free, private, and confidential. Even if you don't remember the abuser's name, we may be